women in the 1%, like Jane Krakowski's character on the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, are just part of a wider trend, Americans' fascination with the rich. The latest example, there's a new book called Primates of Park Avenue, based on privileged wives on New York City's Upper East Side. Simon & Schuster is part of CBS, and they're the publisher. Author Wednesday Martin writes, they exercise themselves to a razor's edge, more expensive and exquisite outfits to school drop-off. Many ran their homes, plural homes, like CEOs, but some think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. Jodi Kantor is a reporter at the New York Times and a CBS News contributor, and joins us once again at the table. I love in the book where they said these women, it's a fictional story, but it's a world within a world, that they're very different from most people in the country. Tell us about these people, where Soul Cycle is really important.
Well, this is like our Downton Abbey, right? This is a very small tribe of people. They're not only not representative of the country, but the country is going in the opposite direction. If we look at the real economics of marriage in America, what we see is that there are more single moms than ever. There are more women earning money in the household. There are stay-at-home dads who are now assuming the responsibilities that traditionally wives always did. This is the extreme opposite. This is like an anthropological look at, people who are in some ways
What do they
throwbacks.
have, Jodi? What do they have? What do they do?
Well, what we see is that the lives because of income inequality, one of the defining realities of our time, the lives of the super rich and the lives of the super poor have less and less in common, right? Mm-hmm. The glue that binds our daily lives together seems to be disappearing. And so, there's a great line in the book that you pointed out before that even stay-at-home moms have personal assistants. Mm-hmm. It's a level of decadence that most of us can scarcely imagine.
But why do we care? I mean, the rest of us who wear yoga pants and drive around in a beat-up minivan, I mean, why do you think everybody's so fascinated with how these people live?
Well, in part, I think there's a desire to feel superior, even to people who have
you can judge
these
them.
Unbelievable resources, right? I mean, a lot of the conversation around this book is negative, saying these people are throwbacks. God, I would never want to live that way. It's oppressive to women, et cetera, et cetera. So in a way, it's a way of dealing with the unbelievable privilege
I don't think this is new, though. I mean, we've had a long time been fascinated with the rich. Think about the television series Dallas. It was always about, the super rich in Texas.
So I grew up eating Twizzlers on my parents' bed and watching Dallas. And I think what's different, and you can see this.
I did too.
And you can see this in the new show Odd Mom Out on Bravo.
Yes.
So what is so interesting about that show is that it's so explicitly about money, right? I mean, for all of the diamonds and ball gowns on Dallas, do you ever remember an explicitly financial conversation on that show?
No.
It was more like soap opera and drama with a lot of money thrown in for effect. Odd Mom Out is literally, about how can they afford this? I have less money. I'm having trouble coping with that reality, et cetera, et cetera.
But it's just fun to watch, and I think sometimes you watch because you can drink a glass of haterade while you're trying to tear them down too. But now there's controversy about the books and controversy about this whole life. What is that?
Well, so the book now comes with a kind of asterisk. The publisher has appended a note saying, look, not everything here is meant to be taken literally. Events were compressed, characters were compressed, et cetera, et cetera. And look, we see it in our daily lives. The idea of there being some sort of uniform mom squad that does everything together is very dated. When I've reported, around kids' schools now, what you see is that there are the stay-at-home moms, there are the stay-at-home dads,
Jodi,
there are the gay moms,
Jodi,
the single
thanks.
moms.
We're going to wrap. We'll be back.